Huskar, boys.
And then I feel like the Naga can help deal with the Razor, because this matchup's pretty sad for Razor. So I think in theory, the team fight should be pretty hard for Spirit, because once that happens, I don't really know what you're doing. Like, Huskar's just sitting there. He has Soulwork behind him, he has a Tombstone, he has potentially Doom Auras, and then you just can't do anything to him. So TSpirit kind of need to man up in that Beaker reiteration, and I think LGD should have some answers to it. The one thing is TSpirit's lanes can be very good, and
First blood.
That's about to get even better with a first blood for Yatoro.
yeah, Yatoro might just pop off and carry again.
Yeah.
I could definitely see it. I mean, he's always going to have super high thurst because of the Huskar. That's why this matchup is so bad. Now it's just about the interactions. The Huskar makes the game terrible for his team because Bloodseeker is always pumped. That part I think TSpirit can abuse here.
Wow, look at that. Get first blood, get first ward. Look at them. Look at their experience. They're all going to get level 2 before their opposition.
Yeah, this is super nice. Absolutely the dream start here for Spirit, and they won it in this game because you are going to have that Ember Huskar mid matchup, which is just awful. There is no way to outplay it.
Can you fix it with rotations in this?
Seems unlikely. I mean, Oracle Clock are not the best at ganking the Huskar mid from the Dire side. It's pretty weird. I don't think NTS should get ganked. Yeah. And I think you're in a situation where the second you bring supports off the lanes, LG are going to start to punish your cores. Like, you have techies on 9. In theory, 2 very strong laning supports that if you're not playing the straight up 2v2, I don't see Yatoro and Collapse being too happy to just keep sitting there getting hit by techies or hit by decays. That sounds miserable.
Yeah, I actually think PSG.LGD are more likely to make a rotation from a support successful because it's techies on Dire side, right? So you get up on that high ground behind the Ember Spirit, who's already in a losing matchup. You know, all of a sudden blast off from the high ground. That's
very
pretty
real possibility, especially if New can get a fast Vanguard or a good creep and he can sit down here for the 1v2.
Once he's self-sufficient, things will get a lot more dangerous for Laurel. So, once again, a lot of attention is going to be on Laurel. Well, actually, maybe game 1 there was way more attention on Yatoro, but Laurel still had a very good game 1. Didn't die a single time. Now, he's going to have a similarly strong performance, but in a much worse situation. Like, he's going to have to do a lot with very little.
I mean, he's not going to have that performance. I'll tell you that much. There's no way. This man goes 7-0 and 17 again, just give him a ring. Like, there's no way he should pop off that hard in this game. He's going to be the sacrificial one here for Spirit. He's going to have to make up for it with the other 2 cores. No, like he did last game.
Yeah.
Also, this lane is just... Naga's a weird lane for Razor. You can kind of deal with illusions a little bit at the start, but I think over time it's just not that happy of a matchup in the game. So I think Collapse will find farm here, but I'm curious what he chooses to itemize here and how much he wants to scale. Because you do have a Midas option on the Razor. You really want to push this to like refresher territory with Eyes of the Storm and stuff. Just depends on what timing TSpirit are playing for here. Messed up, but he's still okay.
We'll see how much they're able to pressure and keep him off of being able to get some heals.
That's a big deal. If they can keep this Bloodseeker low, it helps because he is going to have the thirst coming in. If you keep him low, then Yu's in a better position. The trades aren't as good for TSpirit. Maybe you can get some camps up for the Doom. There are no camps currently. TSpirit not really able to convert on these trades much.
Clockwerk versus Naga in lane sounds pretty miserable, honestly.
Here for TSpirit early on.
I'll take it.
As the mid advantage is starting to build, NTS has 13 denies. But I expect it to become very bad in the next.
What would you even say the standard DCF should?
I have no idea. I mean,
it's just like a lot, right?
Yeah, you can't divide by 0. So I think that is the Huskar Ember matchup. Indivisible. Well, he's almost dead here. Right?
Yeah,
this is where it just gets impossible. Laurel, you did your best. I commend you. And you are absolutely screwed.
In fire.
Seeker running around, collapse, taking a lot of damage. Now Mira also going to be similarly in trouble. Kills the tombstone though, and I think that'll allow him to escape successfully.
Yeah, but this is Razor Lane this game. He gets what he wants. NTS denies the water rune, since I do not need this regen.
He wants the greater attack speed. He wants to be low.
Pretty funny. Yeah. Still a level ahead, so this is where you can start to gank the Ember if LG want to commit the resource support. It's up to Planet. His call. Does he want to leave Mew alone? There's a Harpy creep in the camp too. Oh, good.
That was close. That could have been a big difference.
Mine.
And I honestly think Planet might have. He should have maybe just pulled the aggro off or something. That's a big creep to get. I mean, you can always recast it though, because your cooldown's lower and less intensive. They'll find Y up top. Finally, that. And Laurel has.
Never refuse gold given.
Towards top. Look for a. Brood here as even Maposhka. And they brought four up
no
here.
mirror image. He is very dead. Heavy rotation by.
Who can say what I will do with this power?
Behold my searing chains.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Shade is bested.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Don't be negative. Run. Be positive.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Trickster's rune of illusion.
Mushroom cloud.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Just be free and do whatever you want.
Thank you, thank you. Bye-bye.
Whoa!
Okay.
Not what you expected?
Thank you, thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Just
Bye
be
bye.
free and do whatever you want.
Welcome back, everybody. It is TSpirit versus PSG.LGD Game 2. Apologies, we had some technical difficulties, but we're back now and in full swing of things here. 13 minutes. We've got TSpirit to just a quick little recap of maybe you lost track of the game, maybe you're just now joining us. We had a Huskar matchup against Ember Spirit, which is one of the most one-sided laning matchups in the game, but TSpirit is kind of making it work. Laurel didn't actually die in the 1v1 against Huskar, though he was extremely underleveled, and now he's been kind of roaming around, getting
Radiant's
some
middle
kills.
tower
No
is
doubt
under
that the
attack.
Huskar is going to be big and bad, and there is still some matchup problems, right, Avery?
There's absolutely some problems in this game. And the double kill mid for NTS plus that Razor kill top for Shiro has pushed LGD into the position they wanted to be in this game, which is all three cores finding farm. Might is done for New, and their team fight coming online with two supports that are both level 8 now. It's a lot more firepower to back up pushes when the BKB comes out for NTS. Downside of this Huskar Bloodseeker matchup is that it can also be hard to force the Roshans without getting contested there. Way more difficult when they see you and they can just run in there and have a hyped up carry. So that's going to be another issue for LGD to play around, is when do they try and do these Roshans? How early do they want to do them? It's not going to be the casual solo Huskar Roshan that we've seen from gaming that Quinn likes to pull up,
Are
right?
scanning.
Might make this game a little slower for them, but I think they're also happy farming up the Naga and the Doom besides NTS here and just scaling into this game. A game where too much of it might fall down to Yatoro to carry.
Now, I've actually been really impressed with some of the Huskars going late game with this, like, Aghanims, Heaven's Halberds, even like the Octarine builds where you're just like perma disarming people over and over and over again in a fight. I think this is maybe the perfect situation for a Huskar in some ways, like where you can win your lane and stuff, but you don't have to like keep the pressure on and like be on a timeline. Because I still feel like this hero can like scale pretty well as long as he's got another carry to back him up. Why You Smile is going to be caught here by Mira, trying to get away from the Razor, but Collapse will be able to run him down. Mira is going to be a bit low after this, but there's enough TSpirit heroes to make sure he stays alive.
TSpirit just wants this top tier 1. They want to start getting as much extra team gold as they can, help the Ember catch up, and help the Yatoro push farther ahead. And I agree, the Huskar build this game could be very interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing this Ags, Octarine, Halberd, maybe even the Blink Dagger just to get in the fight and start chaining things up. They become very obnoxious. And it is 3 right-click cores for TSpirit technically.
Yeah, it is.
The scale is not that bad for NTS, despite being in a Bloodseeker matchup. He can get there, especially with the sustain and potential auras behind him that we talked about. It's a matter of how fast you get there and how fast you TSpirit counteract that and how much Laurel can catch up in this game. NTS is going to go for a tier 1 of his own. Crimson already done for New. That's going to be a nice item in this game. Again, the 3 right-click cores from TSpirit. You don't have much magic damage to throw through this physical block.
Yeah, especially if Laurel, who's probably the one who gives you the most magic damage, is in such a tough matchup. You can see his net worth well below any of the other cores in this game. That's just, again, the nature of the matchup, not necessarily Laurel's fault.
He's going to be a hero, though. He has Maelstrom done. He's going bot, so he can split the map and catch up for later.
Right.
TSpirit probably are going to play for this to go pretty late here. They're not going to tempo this game out. They're going to need the Ember to come online. And it's just going to come down to some late-game team fights and some brawls, maybe particularly around that Roche pit. Looking for NTS down. This is a hard target to go on.
He has BKB. There's no way you're killing him, surely. You're going to activate the Blood Rite. He pops BKB. They're going to go for it, committing Yatoro with his own BKB. But they can't get through the Crimson Guard. You're right. They're all dead. Eating Nothing to Say. Now Collapse is going to come in too. Collapse is dead. Nothing to Say. He's going to stay alive. No way. Armlet toggle plus the soul repeal. Ultra kill for Nothing to Say. Hey, all that talk about like, well, this game may end up going late. That may not happen at all now because that was a team wipe at 17.5 minutes in.
You even found more damage than you, by the way.
Yeah.
Took that save out of the fight. That's just a full team fight into Roche out of nowhere. That is not a kill for TSpirit. Okay, maybe you hook him here, but the second you see he has BKB, you get the hell out. BKB plus Crimson. You are not messing with that, and that is a value pickup for you. A game-winning pickup, right? You get this Crimson, immediately put it to that use. TSpirit do not have an answer for that item in this game. They really do not. They do not have heroes that are going to chunk you for more damage right now. They don't have a Desofier. They don't have a Nullifier. It's way too early for these items to come online. Amazing pickup here. A game-winning pickup as it puts LGD in a very formidable position now. They could essentially just run away with this Huskar game.
This went from an acceptable laning phase considering the,
Radiant's
I don't know, outdraft, but definitely at least a laning phase outdraft, to now just the game's been blown wide open again and LGD are in full control.
And this Huskar is going to be unstoppable for a long time. He's just way too high level too, man. He's level 15, almost 16. It's just ridiculous how much NTS has gotten out of this game. I guess maybe not ridiculous considering he had a free lane, but still, TSpirit have not found the answers. The Razor is not shutting this hero down with the bus behind him, and he's about to have a halberd on top of everything else. Sometimes the best move is to make no move. Just sit there.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, just let your opponent make the error.
That was definitely an error. There's no way you're fighting it again.
Hurricane back. Laurel does have a remnant to be able to jump to, a second one to get away, but he is slowed. It's going to be hard. If they see this remnant chase after the remnant, he might have a hard time. No, he gets out.
Radiant's
and nice song usage. Looks like, oh, never mind. Great hook shot. Shiro still has a chance to be able to get a little bit away. The TPs come in, but they're not going to come in fast enough. The rest of TSpirit will be here in time, and Shiro will be knocked out by the Purifying Flame.
He actually almost lived there.
Yeah, it was a close call.
Surprised he got that far.
Yeah, it was
hook shot cancel.
It was actually because of the ward they had on the high ground there that I think Shiro dies. Oh no, they had flood vision. Yeah,
there's gonna be Ags first from here in this game. Team choice. Maybe just want to market players or extra damage to be able to pump into this Naga if he finds the hook shot.
It's also extra lane push, right? If you combine the Ember Spirit with Boots of Travel, split pushing the map, and then you constantly have these rockets going out. Another good way to stall out the game.
Radiant's
it also does increase your stun duration. I don't know if that changes too much in this Huskar matchup, but maybe it does. Like, you might guarantee a better hook cog back into Blood Rate Rupture or something. Sure. I don't know. It's an interesting choice. I would have thought they maybe go for more utility on the supports this game instead of greedy items, because you have 3 carries basically.
Yeah.
That's why I think the Ags on clock and lethal ones from Koshka is greedy items. And I think Yatoro is dead again.
They are going to get off the false promise, and he's going to TP away. If they can stop him, he's good. Yeah, I think that Fountain Heal will easily outdo the damage dealt, but they will still trade off support. And it's another BKB on.
All right, Mavashka bails him out, wasting this Aegis timer from LGD, or at least trying to, as the Ember split pushes the waves to catch up. Just hard to catch up in this game because while you're stalling for Ember to recover, the Doom is pulling ahead. These are the types
Doom
of
is pulling ahead. The Naga Siren is getting to a point where you can't deal with the illusions anymore.
He already has an Orchid as well. It's just more pain waiting for Laurel when he enters that fight. These are the types of games that generally Doombringer wins, because the game is very stalled out, and if you don't tempo him, the more the greed pays off. It's just gonna get too big.
Whoa, look at that play. I mean, Maposhka might still die for it. Actually, they're gonna jump on Yatoro instead. Tombstone. Tombstone goes out now, but they don't really have the vision for Yatoro. Really great move there. Fortune's End on himself, knowing the Orchid was going to come out from Shiro. Just like you would do with the Global Silence play. Really great heads-up move by Maposhka.
I think Sky might win the out.
Keeps at it. Keeps his nose to the right. Shot over the side here on you. Very good pickup. He has Doom. He's actually trying to get it off with Hurricane. Pushes himself close to tier 2. The Crimson Guard is helping out a lot. Y can give him a small little bumper in heals, but it's not nearly enough. The never-ending damage from the Razor.
Nice attempt with the Hurricane. I was wondering what he was doing with that Doom, but he actually almost got out of there.
Thank you.
26-10.
Bye-bye.
Is Laurel.
Yep, that will be the time that Roshan is back up.
NTS says thank you. Appreciate that. So we'll take here. you're gonna push towards Blood Mist and probably try and win that fight for the
Radiant's
second
middle
Roche here.
tower
if
is
you're
under
Spirit.
attack.
Seems like your best opportunity
Dire's
back in this
top
game.
tower
Ag's done
is
for
under
Mira, so
attack.
you have overclocking, some extra rocket players, damage to the cogs.
Radiant's middle
Might
tower
help
is
you
under
eventually
attack.
kill this Huskar if it gets to it. You don't really have like any Vessel Fire or anti-healing though. That part kind of sucks. TSpirit in this game. And it will be the Blink for NTS, so very aggressive Huskar build here with the Blink Halberd, Grove Bow for some extra range, just going AC. He just wants to win the physical man fight here. That's going to be a lot of minus armor between the AC, the Riptides coming through. You're going to have Toughness Aura right now on you. LG kind of gearing up for the physical armor battle here a bit.
Yeah.
Recognizing that is pretty much the only way TSpirit are going to kill their heroes, by punching them in the face.
How much longer until, oh, I guess our Aegis is expired, huh? Didn't really get a ton of value out of that, I think.
We got some decent farm. But yeah, it's not like it's not going to be some early high ground game for LGD,
Radiant
sure.
are
I
scanning.
just don't think it's the type of fight they want to take.
Yeah, maybe once they have hard on Shiro, they'll be a little bit more on the offensive.
That'll definitely ramp it up. He's closing in on it very fast here, 300 gold.
Making a move. Now if Collapse moves down here, he is going to run into Ward Vision. LGD might be too far away to catch him, though. Yeah.
Mine!
He spends some time here farming Ancients, but he will not.
Dire's
You have to
middle
think about the
tower
BKB
is under
control for
attack.
LGD this game too. You have a Doom, but outside of that,
Yeah, at some point, do you think you want Ags on Naga Siren for
that's what I'm
that?
thinking. I think the Ags on Naga is really good late game here. The taunt for Huskar is also another mechanism you can get in there. Start the initiation with Blink Taunt. Another nice tool for LGD. You can also get the, or they already have the grab ally off the Tombstone Shard, so it's another way to stall the BKB duration, right? If Razor goes in
Radiant's
BKB
middle
blinking
tower
someone and you
is
throw him in
under
the
attack.
Tombstone, he still drain damage. He probably does, but he's not healing damage, I assume.
Yeah. And
That's a
I
good way
bet
to
that
play.
automatic attack doesn't go off on the Tombstone or anything. They also have the reactive taser for the techie, so both their supports are actually really good at stopping the single target right-click damage of TSpirit. Man, there are so many problems for them, even if they manage to push this late. And Laurel is thinking about Lincoln's Radiance as a build.
Yeah, I don't know about that
Radiant's
one.
bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, I get the idea, but there's no way this is an inventory that like wins you this game. I refuse to believe Lincoln's Radiance.
I mean, it's a build that will get you to go
not gonna do any
further
damage.
late game.
You just gotta run around and burn them for a minute and win the fight.
Get some miss percentage off on the Huskar.
And this feels
I mean,
like
they don't go FKB. You gotta give
Dire's
them that.
middle tower is under attack.
A subtle
The miss
burn.
percent is value in that regard.
this build is absolutely awful at helping you. That's that second Roche to defend your base.
They're gonna try and do the Tormentor right as PSG.LGD win for the gang. They're gonna run into Maposhka first, so that's pretty decent. Nothing to say, almost dying here, but they do have the heals, and he still has the BKBs.
Getting out of these.
Dire's turret has been killed.
Good positioning.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Big Mira's trying to snipe him when he armlet toggles, but he's healthy enough. They see him TPing away.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a solo clock. You want to
Yeah.
hook into this? Good luck.
Go get him. Get him, Mira.
They do know NTS left. I don't think they can do anything about it. LG pushing towards this next Roshan. Get an Aegis on the Huskar with Ags, and then maybe you can go high ground. You have a lot of auras and sustain being built up. Solar Crest for Y. Force and Mech
Dire's bottom
Planet
tower
going
is
into
under
Lotus
attack.
here. He is very farm. There's so much utility they're going to be able to throw on this Huskar with the high ground push. And you're going to have Song to bail him out too. I mean, at some point you can also get the Naga Shard here. An extra heal. That's where I feel like the Song counter to the Rupture is nice.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
if the Bloodseeker's BKB, you're still healing the Huskar.
Oh, Lincoln's. Gotcha.
They did get him.
First reveal to Lincoln's does work. Though I don't think TSpirit can take advantage of this ability being on cooldown. That's the sad part.
Not a Rupture.
Or maybe they
here.
can. Shiro. Song goes off. TP out. Bye.
Troll's going to farm them illusions though.
Oh, good try.
Blink the illusion, too. God damn. You're getting some value out of this.
Really looking on the
Radiant's
silver
middle
lining.
tower
You got to
is
take what
under
you can get in this
attack.
game.
Yeah.
It's an uphill battle in the draft.
Well, the Aghanim Scepter is almost done for the Bloodseeker, so maybe that's a turnaround point, especially with his matchup against the Naga Siren specifically.
They're getting there. Like, they are getting in a position where maybe they can contest this Roche. It's going to be very close, though, because it is spawned. LGD, they're not running there. They should be soon. That is Ags done for your Huskar, and he is hasting top. NTS is ready to
Dire's
play
bottom
here.
tower is under
Anybody he
attack.
sees, he's going in. That is a very scary Ags for TSpirit to deal with. These taunts are going to be brutal to fight.
Yeah, it just makes that Lincoln's usage all the more important for Laurel.
But Yatoro does get to his own. The Blood Mist online. In theory, Spirit can contest it, especially with Vera's position right now.
Yeah, Mira, what do you...
I mean, they know. They should know he's up there.
Wait a minute!
Guys.
Where'd that rocket come from?
Yeah, do the geometry here.
Yeah, you do a little bit of triangulation.
Oh,
they got him! Ah! He spotted
was
his
long.
con on him and he'll die.
Now, yeah. I think that's one of those rockets you throw and you're like, wait a minute.
Dire's
He
bottom
bought us
tower
back
is
immediately.
under attack.
They're going to try and
Dire's
defend
bottom
this.
tower has
Yeah,
fallen.
this is,
They
I
think
guess he
this is their
stalled it
fault.
up. The thing is he has no TP because he's trying to TP out, so he has to walk. But this Roche is getting stalled. It will give Spirit the fight that they want to try and get back in this game.
Oh, that
Radiant's
slide is so
middle tower
annoying.
is under
Broke a
attack.
lot of the smoke there.
Nullifier.
Yeah, and the rocket's going to spot him now. The smoke is gone.
Get a decent position here, though. The thing is, LGD can just send Naga illusions in and drop a tombstone for vision.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to be in the pit.
Yeah, it's gonna cut the trees and find the Oracle. That is the death.
Tombstone kill the Oracle, best kill you can have. The Blood Right's gonna go down, but he still has the BKB. They actually put him inside the Tombstone and they use. Okay, they hop out, put the Doom inside. Now Nothing to Say will hop out and fight you totally.
Whack-a-mole.
This is a nice little musical chair. Nothing to Say, committing. He will die for it, but it's the damage too much. He may be enough to be able to kill Calamity, slowed down by the Nullifier. They have to deal with Laurel, but he's got the Doom on him now, so he's definitely dead. Nothing to Say gave up his life so that Mew could survive. As long as the Rocket Player doesn't kill him. Blinked away just in time.
Nice toggling on this grab ally.
That was sick.
I don't know who did it, but it definitely worked out well. As they threw NTS in first, then they threw New in after the Rupture comes out, and yeah, NTS will go down, so it's going to stall this Roche a bit more here for LGD, but I think Shiro can probably commit if he wants anyway. Sure. And you're going to bring Huskar back in to pick up the Aegis. Still a very solid play for LGD and a very difficult one for TSpirit to take, especially when Oracle gets done first.
Yeah, Oracle dying first is the worst case scenario for them.
Bloodless doing some work here. Yo, bro, let me in, dog. I don't want to be out here.
Yes.
I'll fight your battles. Yatoro, he is dealing some damage, and that's that song interaction as well. It just stops the team from helping him out.
Mira going for the big plays right now. Refresh and John goes in. Oh, the Undying. Maybe he can get that. Maybe he can get the
Not
Aegis.
get
He
it.
gets neither. Line ducks inside of his tombstone. Not that it was needed.
He even got the cheese on the Undying there.
Yeah.
But LGD giving up nothing. That hook shot, that was a valiant attempt, but in vain. Now the high ground. It's open for LGD. Unfortunately, they didn't get the Aegis on the Huskar here, which makes that high ground a little more difficult unless Shiro feels confident enough to go up there himself, which I guess would be possible.
Yeah, I feel like there's no problem with him doing that.
No, I don't think it's out of the question. TSpirit do have some poke though. Like, you have Blood Rights, you have Plasma Field, you have Slights coming through. I don't know how fast this Naga siege is going to be.
Who can say what I will do?
Maybe LG just don't want to siege all. Maybe they just want to kill you on the map.
Radiant's middle tower
Big if
is under
when it comes
attack.
to Laurel's Ember Spirit anyway, but the others are probably a lot easier to catch.
I mean, next big item for TSpirit is going to be MKB for Yatoro and a refresher for Collapse. These are very far away. LG know it.
Dire's
The will
top
they,
tower
won't they
is under
question
attack.
being answered. PSG.LGD at least going to have an early poke.
You setting up. They catch Ember.
Yeah, he is.
Pretty good ward that saw Yatoro go up here. Oh, it's not Ember, it's the Bloodseeker. You should get him here.
That is going to be a sick catch. As soon as he spots him, hit the Centaur Sun, got the Doom off on him.
That's super nice.
Now he just needs more TP rotation.
Oh, he
In fact,
doesn't
no,
need it.
1v1 to
of late. That's a very good payoff and allow the high ground to go to work.
That Lotus Orb may have done more harm than good. Collapse takes the double ultimate hit from Nothing to Say. Drops very low. But false promise. Bailed him out. PSG.LGD will take the space.
Keep in mind, they gave that cheese to NTS, so he didn't get Aegis off-road. He got something, well, not that good on Huskar. In theory, it'll still be a lot of HP for TSpirit to get through.
For sure.
Snared in fire.
And, we'll come back eventually. He's like, you know what, I did my job, guys. I'm gonna do a little shopping, pick up a Shivas. We'll see you guys in a little while. I'm a building hitter, too. Is getting a little bit low again. Second life here. Song actually going to be used. Set up the mines. They get the stun. They break through the Lincolns. Any stun from the blast off. Oh, he almost came back from the flight into it, but jumped away from the remnant. Meanwhile, NothingToSay did hop in. Got hit with a hook shot from behind. NothingToSay turning around, fighting. Cheese goes off. Yutoro had to fight through that and then go back to the fountain for a refiller here. NothingToSay will get the pick off on Mira, but now he's kind of stuck in the trees.
TSpirit has to take this window because he's about to go down. He got through the cheese. There's no song right now.
Yeah, this is your best opportunity to kill NothingToSay. Yutoro, he's committing. Collapse is committing. Laurel's committing, but they all realize he's too far away. They have to back up. Yutoro with the false promise and Blood Mist is actually going to get a lot of heal off of this one. Let's see if enough to outdo the damage. More than enough. And Shiro's going to be silenced almost immediately. NothingToSay hits him with the top. TSpirit are fighting back big time.
A buyback from Yutoro, way too much for LG to go through here, and they just throw their bodies at that wall. They not even get that much out of it. They got a melee rack, and that's it. I mean, illusion. He gets boosted up. Oh, that refresher, the refresher dream for the Razor, not too far away. Radiant's done. I didn't think we'd get there, but Radiant is done for Laurel. So some extra mischance, some extra burn. That fight did not feel too convincing for LGD. I mean, I can see how they can lose these fights, right? And a lot of that was also based on you finding the Bloodseeker up top, which was forcing Yutoro to buy back there. So I guess you didn't have Doom for that, but I don't know. I actually would have expected LG to be able to stand their ground better.
I think the sleep usage was really weird.
It was very aggressive. I wanted it for the heals, and I think they had an idea they can set up on the Ember out of it. That's hard. You have to hit Stomp Rain Perfect.
Yeah, there was no other single target ability to break through Lincolns. That's instant.
Control the net. Get rid of the Lincolns. Yeah. Then how do you come out of that sleep? That is a much tougher task here.
Well, that's this is gonna make this game a bit more interesting for sure.
It gives the Spirit a chance to get the next set of items, particularly the refresher finished for Collapse. He also has that level 20 Eye of the Storm talent. This is where Razor becomes pretty spooky.
Yeah,
like these double Eye of the Storms that are just going ham. It can be devastating.
It's possible for him to shred the Huskar. What the Inner Fire Shard, doesn't that like reduce heal or HP regen? There's like a couple different things that he does, right?
Radiant are scanning.
Heals him.
Oh. He's gonna go AC next to try and deal with all this physical damage. Was there an older version of Inner Fire that did something like that?
I don't know what.
Maybe I'm high. Yeah, level 20 talents coming in soon. Tier 4 items. So just a general big buff that we're going to be seeing in all these heroes for the next team fight. We'll see who ends up being the stronger, though.
Also keep in mind the Lotuses that here. They have Lincolns on Laurel, but they have a Lotus on Mira and a Lotus on Collapse. There's a lot of single target reflection here that can mess with the Dooms, the Nets, the Orchids. You kind of have to sync up this Nullifier hero on top of who you want to focus here. And you have to think about these buybacks. Unless he wants to go for Ags on, I think at some point you want, but I have to decide when and where that is as he's thinking about Refresher first. next Roshan could decide this game, and TSpirit, they gave themselves a chance of contesting it here. C finished for Nothing to Say, so more physical mitigation in the name of the game the whole time for LGD.
Regeneration!
Not able to close this one out though, and we are approaching 40 minutes. Full Bloodthorn for Shiro. Okay, that's going to help his single target man up here versus the Razor versus the Bloodseeker.
Same time, we got a MKB Kamali, so that evasion not going to be nearly as effective for the Huskar.
Collapse just want to run in.
Hot on the low ground. Awkward position to be in. I think what they really need to avoid on the side of PSG.LGD is that overcommitment onto the Blood Mist most promised Bloodseeker.
It's going to heal.
Yeah, it's way too much heal. It's a guaranteed. He outlives all of the damage you put.
Honestly, I feel like they want to get Collapse out first. I think Collapse is the biggest threat in the fight right now. He's also the tankiest, though. That's the problem. He has a Trickster Cloak on top of Halberd. There's a lot of evasion here. Team bottom. They're all team bottom.
STPing to try and pick off the Doom.
This is a reverse of last time.
They're going to be able to get some pretty decent ideas here. Almost spotted him. Oh, he blinked away at the sight of rocket flares.
If that flare had hit,
Radiant's top tower is under
looking
attack.
at a dead Doom.
Yeah, it would have disabled his Blink Dagger, and TSpirit would have pounced immediately. But now...
Again in 5 seconds. LGD, they probably know that TSpirit here.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom is fortified. Radiant's ancient is under attack. Dire's turret has been killed. Radiant's ancient is under attack. PSG.LGD victory!